Amen. Mr. Collick will now appraise us or update us on our announcements.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to, good evening, first of all, I'm going to attempt to set in for Trina. I think she may be on the Zoom, though, but just some announcements that
She is.
the SDARJ Black Voices Volume 3 has been released in the Cape Gazette and online. Reverend Edwards and members of the Lewes African American Historic Commission have been invited to speak at the SDARJ Juneteenth Town Hall in June to give updates on the Juneteenth celebration. Zoom link will be coming. Reverend Edwards has also been invited to speak at the Juneteenth celebration in Georgetown. The LAAHC plans to march in the parade and have a table. The Lewes Library 5-year plan will be meeting Friday, May 20th, which is tomorrow, at 9:30 a.m. at the Lewes Library. The City of Lewes will hold the FOIA training on June 8th at 7 p.m. Juneteenth Georgetown celebration June 18th at the Richard Allen School, and the Juneteenth Lewes celebration June 25th at George H.P. Smith Park. The next order of business is that we do not have the minutes from the last two meetings, so at this point in time, we will skip that and hopefully get updated with the minutes the next time that we meet. The next order of business is the historic marker update.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just needed you to read the announcements.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Lost my thought. One of the, oh yeah,
Okay.
pardon me. I want to just say that these are the newsletters that he referenced, and each person should have a copy, which was left by Miss Hicks Brown. Amen, Miss Brown Hicks. So as he said that we will not have any action on the approval of the minutes because there are still a few little corrections that need to be made, and we will table that until our next meeting. And also the announcements when he talked about, and I guess he will give us more information, or Ms. Lott or Ms. Trina, on the volunteers, vendors, and the people who volunteer to participate in Juneteenth. And I have a copy of the vendors, which I saw online. You should all have a copy of them. And I see a copy of the layout for the day. Did you see that online?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's available to us online. Okay. Now, the historic marker update. Is there any?
We have no update. They still have not come to a decision, which could be good news or could not be good news. I don't know.
I think it's good, because didn't you say that they had a lot of,
Yeah.
a
He
lot
said it
of
would-
things on their,
Yeah, and he said
Agenda.
it probably wouldn't be done till the summer, so,
until the summer?
yeah.
But we're still confident that they will be approving our historic marker for Peter Lewes. Item E, is there any update on the volunteer research and oral histories? I know a few haven't. Okay, go ahead.
She says that, Trina Brown says that Education Research Subcommittee is still pending. The Lewes Historical Society said they will be available to update the volunteers and assist in interviews and offer their tech support as we move forward. Other oral histories Interviews have begun. Elizabeth Ball and Kitty Stewart Perry postponed until July, Lorraine Smith completed. Lou Raleigh completed. Reverend Edwards Friendship Baptist Church completed. And Monday, 5/16, Mr. Brenham, Tammy's dad, Lewes High School Schoolhouse completed. On Monday, on 5/23, Janet Moore Martin Museum. On Friday, 5/27, Mr. Irvin Coursey, his home, 12 noon. Sunday, on June 5th, Angela Mumford at msn.com, Zoom, 2 p.m. Then Friday, June 27th, the Lima Lot, and Charmaine Thomas, 4:30 at the museum. Others to be scheduled in July.
Yeah, thank you. They've been really making some good progress on the oral histories. I heard through the grapevine, not officially, that the young man that was here at Lewes Historical that was assisting in the oral history is no longer here.
Oh, is that what was that supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm saying that's what I heard, so maybe Mr.
Well, I knew that he was getting, I think, a doctorate from Harvard and Columbia, I thought. And I know that there was a time when, with the pandemic, everything was virtual and via Zoom. And I think there's maybe a thing going on now that they might have asked him to come back and do some stuff in person because of the, I guess, reopening of schools or whatever. So I'm hoping that gets worked out. I thought he was doing a wonderful job. I really do. So I am hopeful.
Thank you. Yes, he was. He's a very brilliant young man and passionate.
Yes.
And I thank him and all of the people that worked with him that he was able to at least do some of the oral history, because the more we learn from experts, the better we can do in the future. So we hope that he will be returning. Amen. Our next item is Johnnie Walker, Savannah Beach update. We're still looking for an image of Mr. Johnnie Walker. And she wrote, it seems to be very elusive. I've had the privilege to talk to someone recently who, we weren't talking about that, but inadvertently Johnnie Walker came up, and she said she used to work at Johnnie Walker every summer, and Sister Lot knows her. Her name is Reverend Wiley. So we are planning to get in touch with her, because she said she used to drive with him and his wife to work every morning. So she probably has a whole lot of information she can give us.
If I can say something, now, Lima, I'm going to ask you this. There was a man, and I remember it was Johnnie Ace, and I'm wondering if he
From
is still
Georgetown.
Georgetown living, because I cannot believe that he wouldn't have. Absolutely, they were very, very close and worked together, I thought, for a long time. And so I'm hopeful someone can find a picture, because I think it would really bring that to where it really needs to be. People need to see him and celebrate him, in my opinion. They really do. So
I agree.
I'm hopeful.
So at least that's a good lead. So perhaps you native people from Lewes can reach out and.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with Mr. Williams. I'll get in touch with him.
I wonder if
His wife.
anybody from like 5 Points, what's
Belltown?
Belltown. I mean, they probably came to the beach. Maybe they went to Rehoboth, but I wonder if any of them, like the Corseys, or, I don't know who's.
Reverend Duffy.
That's a great point with Irvin Coursey too. I wouldn't doubt that he may have some, or know someone who may have a picture of him.
I'll check with Mr. Williams and see.
So I'll ask him, I'll ask Mr. Corsi at our interview if he has some information on him as well.
Wonderful, Trina.
Okay, thank you.
I used to work with Mrs. Corsi. Yeah.
So now we are moving on to Juneteenth update and possible action. As I said, the layout and the confirmed vendors has been submitted on your emails, but I don't know if you had a chance to see them. But we have a few all of the committee members are here. So is there anything y'all want to say about the Juneteenth?
We're moving along. Things are coming together very, very well. We had a meeting yesterday, and everybody's on board, and I think it's going to be very, very successful.
I know there's been a lot of work, and of course Trina has been the focal point of it, but I was just looking at the layout. I know all of you have it, but there's been some real thought put into this, and I'm in agreement with Delima. I just think that things are really shaping up. They really are.
And the Parks and Rec commissioners, Harry Kaiser and Ed Tassine, have been really, and also Janet and everyone, they have really planned it out with the layout, with the food trucks, so that, we could get food trucks in the park and also lining up on the side on DuPont on the park side. So, and then also with coordinating with the school, so that we can have that whole field behind DuPont and behind Mrs. Smith and behind my house. That whole field will be available for parking for anyone who needs to park. So that was a real bonus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Y'all have done a tremendous work.
I know, it's
And
unbelievable.
And you are also, Ms. Trina, handing out card events and inviting people and.
Absolutely. And we are going to walk around the neighborhood, because we want to make the neighborhood well aware of that day is going to be very busy. It's going to be crowded. It's going to be, because the farmers market is still going on, and they are working hand in hand with the Lewes African American Heritage Commission, letting us use some of their equipment. And so it's real. In fact, they are also donating some food items to just pass out to kids. It could be strawberries, could be blueberries, something like that, in little cups, something refreshing, especially if it's hot. So they've helped us with a lot of the planning and been in on the planning meetings as well.
And you worked also with transportation, about traffic.
Absolutely. Bill, I can't remember the name of the transportation guy for the city.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either, but he has certainly been on the Zooms and meetings, and I really think that's coming to order. There was really some concerns, with traffic and how we were going to do it, but I think they really have put a nice plan together to take care of that, and I think you're going to see it. And I think, Trina, the fire police are going to be involved as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
The fire and Lewes Police Department as well.
So I do think that is really coming together well, and again, I mean, they're meeting every week, which is great. So I do think that it's coming together well.
Yeah, you committee, you have done a wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful job. And I want to just encourage all of us to continue working, because it's a good representation of this committee. And also, I talked with Trina about this concern. So our thing is that we need to make sure we're vigilant at this time because people are going off. And it reminded me and her also of a few years back when the guy killed the 9 people, Emmanuel AME Church in South Carolina, and it was around Juneteenth.
Oh, okay.
So don't come there sleeping, but come there enjoying yourself, all right? Okay.
And the one other thing, Reverend, I forgot to mention is that we acquired T-shirts. They're bright green and bright yellow, so that the volunteers will stand out from everyone else, so that you know who the volunteer is to help with the giving direction, parking, or what have you, information. So, and we'll have, hopefully have the Juneteenth logo across the chest of the T-shirt. So I'm working with that, getting that developed as well.
Good. Are we considered volunteers, the commission? Will we have T-shirts?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you will.
We're going to be working.
Well, we
working so
might
hard.
work. We might work. But thank you so much. I think that they've been, again, doing a tremendous job. They've been very diligent and very thorough. So as Sister Lott said, I'm anticipating a wonderful day of celebration and hopefully not just celebration, but understanding. We're not just coming together to party, understanding the meaning behind Juneteenth. Amen.
And we will be working, we have a very nice program, and we will be, Mr. Trainer and myself will be, in the next couple of weeks, working on the program so it'll flow throughout the day. We have quite a lineup for our program.
And Reverend McCafferty, we anticipate that, and we'll put it out there right now. We anticipate you will be able to give the meaning of Juneteenth at the beginning of the program. Just kind of putting that out there, putting a little bug.
Well, I saw you bending forward, like you better say yes. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Now we're at item H, the Public Arts Commission project update. Sister Trina, wasn't there not an article regarding the installation? Or
there was I don't know, WRDE and I believe the Cape Gazette came over to the park for the installation, and it was in the newspaper, and I think I shared it on the Memories of Lewes Facebook page, and some of the artwork that was developed for the park, and it turned out very nice, and we are pleased with some of the pictures that are displayed. So if you have not had an opportunity to go look at the artwork, then it'll be a great time, and it also will be a focal point for the Juneteenth program as well.
And for you who might be online and don't know what we're talking about, the Lewes Public Arts Commission installed some art at George H.P. Smith Park, as she said, consisting of pictures of activities and people from the community. There are 2 obelisks and 2 spheres. So it's right up the street. If you get a moment, go by and look at it.
Well, let's
Because I understand, how long is it supposed to be there? Until July?
I think it's supposed to be there until a little bit past July, probably until until the fall. And the focus was of the African American community. It's called Absentee Monuments. So, of focus of what was in the area of West 4th Street and in that area from Painter, Burton, DuPont, Park Avenue, some of 3rd Street and Chestnut and 4th Street. So it gives you an overview of what once was. And also Ship Carpenter Square, which was, we didn't call it Ship Carpenter Square, it was just the field.
The field.
Yeah, the field.
Okay, thank you. All of these things are tremendously important because we want to make sure that our history is not forgotten. And that's why we push with all of these activities and events. So thank you again. Amen. We're going to be out early again.
Can I just say something from the other?
Oh, I'm not to other yet.
Oh, I thought you were done on the
No.
public arts project.
Our next item is the Lewes Library Strategic Planning Committee meeting. The focus group, Mr. Bill announced it, and it's on your agenda tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. And as I understand, they are interested in finding out how they can be more viable and more collaborative within the community. And they're looking for input. Now, Miss Rachel.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I just wanted to speak of history. You know, I don't know if you know this, but one of the members of the Chantels lives here.
Oh, yeah.
And Lois Harris Powell, and she will be singing in the Chantels. So we don't have a whole lot of tickets left, but it's going to be at the high school, and it's going to be so much fun. And it's not real long, but the money from your tickets will go to help support the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Justice. So I hope to see everybody there. Yes, and bring your dancing shoes.
Yeah, that's an event sponsored by the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Justice, June 18th. And even though she said tickets are almost gone, that means they have some left, yes. Amen? So get your ticket today. Is there any other business?
Oh, also, I just wanted to say, Lois Powell's going to be interviewed on Delmarva Life, WBOC. I think it's June 6th, Monday, June 6th. She'll be at 5 o'clock, the 5 o'clock Delmarva Life show. I don't know exactly what time their interview will be in it. She and Joe Lawson from the Alliance will be interviewed.
June 6th.
Excuse me.
June 6th?
I think it's June 6th, Monday. I believe
You
that's
said
right.
WBOC?
Yes, and it's Delmarva Life is
Oh,
the
yeah,
name of the show.
Delmarva Life.
Yeah. Tried to get her to sing, but she's shy. She said, I'm not a soloist. So, but
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll do a wonderful job.
Are there any other comments pertaining to what we've gone over? Are there any public comments or questions? Oh, yes, Miss Alicia? Miss Alicia? You, yeah. Unmute yourself, Miss Alicia. she's unmuted. We can't hear her.
She may be able to type something in the chat if there's a
Yeah.
chat available.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Alicia, we cannot hear you, so if you would pose your question or your comment in the chat, we'd be happy to entertain it.
While we're waiting for her to do that, she has done so much to make this happen. I mean, seriously, she's a force of nature. So, I'm sorry we can't hear what she has to say.
Is she typing? All right. Okay. Okay, I can just ask that you remember, Miss Alicia, what it was you wanted to ask or to say.
Oh, there it is.
There she is.
She wants to know when the last time Bishop Jones attended a meeting.
Pardon me?
She wants to know the last time Bishop Jones attended a meeting.
We'd have to look at the past minutes to tell her that. But I believe
And also, he dials in.
he dials in,
sometime.
that's what I was about to say. I think he was on last month.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Last month, Miss Alicia. Are there any other comments or questions?
That's her.
Just her?
She stated that if he dials in, she wants to see his phone or his face, that it's there, that he's here. So he's not here this evening, but she wants to know, like,
I
from
don't
now
even,
on.
when he dials in on the phone, he doesn't show, his face doesn't
It just
show.
comes up as a phone number.
Yeah.
Or a phone image.
Yes. Okay. Our next meeting, I didn't bring my watch or my phone.
There's the
I can't
watch
believe
right there
It'll be,
on the wall.
it should be June. The next meeting should be June 16th.
June 16th?
Yes.
Oh, your watch for your calendar.
Yeah.
You meant your watch for the town. I mean, the
I was wondering
time.
what you were telling me was on the phone. Our next meeting will be on June 16th at 6 p.m.
And just to mention that Bishop Jones did inform me that he may not be here, so he was excused for this evening.
Thank you. Yeah, I know he normally does, so I don't know anyway. Thank you.
McCaffrey, you,
Yes.
I can make a comment. As I look at our progress and our direction, I would love, I was reading something the other day, I saw there was a book on Otis Smith. And when I look at his vision in the 50s for the Manhattan industry and African Americans and whites working together, I think it's really quite special. And I've heard some things about what he asked lending institutions in this area about lending money to all people and whatever. I would love to see if someone would maybe give us some more in-depth about him. And I know that Robert Kennedy spoke at our rally And I think Robert Kennedy's father worked with and for Otis Smith. But I really would love to find out more about Otis Smith and just his, his ideology and whatever. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I believe that in some past discussions that we have intention of somewhere down the line getting information on the prior mayors of Lewes, and definitely him. And since you are so gung-ho and interested, I would suggest that you would head up a committee.
Well, I certainly don't have a problem with that. I'm going to, my first order of business was probably talk to Robert Kennedy, who so graciously spoke at our informational rally on I guess, 2nd Street there, so, or 3rd Street. So I will. I'm just, I look at his, we talk about things that are going on in our country today, and I look at, in the 50s, this guy's vision for all folks to be able to make a livable. I've often heard about his desire for people to make a livable wage, and I talked to the Kennedys, and they were telling me about their father, and of course Reverend Edwards too, coming here, looking for that livable wage and looking for a better way of life. And I know that I talked to Timmy Timmons, and Miss Laurel, I think at 95, still lives on Chestnut Street, and that property was bought by his father, working 2 shifts at that plant. So I certainly, Reverend McCafferty, will look into that and see what I can find out, and see if we can get some people to elaborate a little more on Otis Smith.
I remember those horse shows. Remember the horse shows? Mm-hmm. They were wonderful.
Wonderful, really.
I wonder if Hazel Brittingham,
Of course, yeah,
Great
she
point. I
would
don't know if
definitely be one resource.
and of course Reverend Edwards.
And then
tells
there are
some great
other
stories.
people here, and unfortunately for us at St. George, members for the past couple of years have died. But if they did not have relatives working directly on the fish industry, they knew all of the fishermen, and they knew all of the families that were here. So you could get information, I would believe.
I will talk to her good friend Trina Brown too. Her father worked there, and certainly came from the South to seek that better way of life and for his family. So I'll talk with Trina as well.
Yeah.
Heads up, Trina.
Okay, also, we're very pleased that our mayor-elect joined us this evening. Thank you so much.
I must apologize. I said, who is that nice man sitting in the meeting?
Did you see him on TV?
Good afternoon. I didn't see him. Good afternoon.
He was on WRDE.
Thank you for joining us.
Congratulations.
And we look forward to working with you. Yeah. Thank you. And would you like to say anything to?
No, I think you said it. I appreciate what you're doing, and unfortunately, this committee is really about the history of the African American community in Lewes, and instead of really being what the present is in terms of Lewes. And so I look forward to working with you all as well, and learning how we can maybe make this even more diverse community and bring some of that back.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned 6:33 and a half. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for doing this. You see, I don't have one of those watches. They're pretty amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
I had a duck out yesterday of that one.
Yeah, that was quite a deal there, though. Yeah.